So what's really important now? The thing that we've found in the hotel game is that leaders and managers of hospitality businesses often will say everything's important, don't drop the ball on anything. But you and I both know there is so many things to be done, and you literally cannot do it all. Some things just have to get missed. Even though you may have been tasked with them, or you should be doing it, you're just not going to get to all of it because it's such a busy environment. So this little section is about trying to give you a structure and a framework to follow to help ensure that you've got some business improvement things happening and actions and strategies being implemented into your business without trying to have an endless list a mile long of all these things that you want to do and no real clear approach. So that's what we're trying to do here. Then the key really is around being prioritised in this list, but we give it a structure in the term of what we call either having short-term projects or ongoing programs. And this is how we roll with all of our consultancy programs as well. We either help clients with one-off projects where we come in on a short-term engagement and actually help them fix an issue, or we have an ongoing program of engagement, which is ongoing monitoring and adjustment of the situation. And different areas in your business will often need one or the other. So that's how we like to attack it. So an example of a project would be something like installing some new software or setting up a new channel manager or doing some digital optimization on your platforms, on your complete web presence, maybe some SEO, that sort of thing. An ongoing program could be implementing a weekly, what we would call a yield meeting, where it's basically a weekly sit down where you actually focus your attention on your pricing, and there'd be some reporting and data and information around that for you to make pricing decisions going forward for the next week or day or whatever the cycle that you put it into. So it's an ongoing cycle of work that continually monitors and adjusts and puts different pricing in the market. So that would be an example of an ongoing program. But rather than just going projects and programs, we want to give you a little bit of a structure to work with, and in line with, or somewhat in line with all the shifts that I've been talking around throughout this module, the game has changed. I've given you a framework, another framework, we'll run through these for you, is basically a projects and programs audit. So what I want you to do is audit your hotel on what projects or programs you may have operating in these 4 areas. So in the columns on the left, you'll see the 4 areas that I'm trying to identify. So I've basketed things together. So we believe that you should always have something happening in these, either a project or a program in one of these 4 areas. So the first area is online visibility and bookability. So it's all to do with search and how you appear in search results and people being able to find you and book you online. The second area is dynamic pricing and demand measuring. So they go hand in hand, that to be able to set your pricing and be fluctuating your pricing regularly, you need to be measuring the demand and measuring what else is happening in the marketplace. So those 2 things go hand in hand. Guest experience and engagement. So this reaches into how we influence in the guest experience on site, before, after the stay. Are they engaged? Are they enjoying it? And are we, getting to post reviews, all that sort of thing. So, the guest experience is key in the hotel industry. No, you don't have to be a brainchild to work that out, but we feel that's important enough to be one of the 4 key priority areas. And the final area is around performance monitoring and growth. Now, you may say that demand measuring and pricing sort of couples in that, but we feel that's a different category altogether, because there's many things that influence your overall performance. But it gives you 4 buckets to try and, I guess, in your head, categorise things and go, if something comes across your radar, you might have just seen something within our content here, and you go, I wonder whether that applies to me. Where does that fit in my current framework of projects and programs? Can it tag into something else? Is it a later thing? But it really should be. These are the 4 improvement areas, the 4 areas that will help you grow your business. And you need to have a project or a program in each one of them, we believe. So really, we encourage you, A, to start with an audit. Go through and say, have I got a project or a program operating each one of those 4 sections? Jot it in there if you do. And then from that, you'll start to, throughout this course, start to populate actions that you want to take in regard to that, and projects that you want to put into place in the short term, and programs that you want to run on an ongoing basis. But it starts with an audit, and then we can backfill the physical things that we'll do later will come as we develop you through this course. But you need to do the audit first. So that's a framework to finish off the final section in this module of the game has changed. Which leads me to moving into the frameworks. And I'll talk about that in the next video.